Okay, another update. Because you can't fit the net dim in a metal case Naomi, I got my plastic cased Naomi out. It has a compact flash unit with I've put looping the shooting in. Audio amp, power supply, same as last time. Big difference, I have crammed a bunch of stuff into the pedestal. Wires I have on the outside are power. This can be used to power the net dim, but I forgot that on my plastic case Naomi's I power the net dim right off the Naomi, so I don't need a separate power for that. So that actually doesn't have to come outside of the cabinet. So basically, let's see, power supply to the Naomi and power supply that goes to some of the things in the game. There's one unconnected connector there that goes to the sensors, gun sensors, 10 gun sensors that go around the monitor to detect where you're pointing the gun. And the big things that I moved into the cabinet are the JVS I and the gun board. Now they're in kind of a pain in the neck spot if you need to do any maintenance. What I did was I took the entire coin door assembly and pulled it out of the cabinet. Mounted those two boards with standoffs and then put the coin door assembly back in. Now my theory is that those boards aren't going to generate that much heat and they'll be fine in the pedestal. This allows me, and you can't see it, but to cram a whole bunch of the wiring into the cabinet, because most of the wiring, you can see most of it attaches to the JVS I and the gun board. And like I said, what's left out here is pretty much the connector to the gun sensors, and then your Naomi, your power supply, and your sound amp, and the compact flash adapter. So, to build something that comes off this pedestal and houses a platform for a monitor to raise it up in the air, now the only things I really have to fit in there are a Naomi, a power supply, and a sound amp. Much better than the JVS I, the gun board, and a crap ton of wiring. So this really cleans things up. This is my first boot after hooking things up to see if this works with an actual game. Looping the shooting should run, hopefully, and that'll let me test my lit start buttons. Okay, there we go. We've got looping the shooting is going to start running. Awesome. Now my start buttons are not lit at this point. I don't have any credits in. So I'll try to add credits and hopefully those start buttons will flash. Okay. I've only got sound coming out of one side. That's because of my wiring issue I mentioned earlier. One of my audio wires isn't making good contact, which I will be able to fix. That's not a big deal. Alright, so let's try to put a quarter in and hopefully we can get some start lights flashing. I notice I don't have coin door lights, which I should because I have voltage going to them. Although I have 5 volts going to them, I haven't checked the bulbs. It might just be the bulbs. Oh, okay, the game's on free play. So the lit start buttons should be blinking and they're not. So I evidently still have an issue. The voltage going to those start buttons should be 5 volts, and I've got 5-volt bulbs in there, so they should be blinking and they're not. I think they blink on Lupin, I'm not positive. I know they do on House of the Dead. Let's click start and see. Okay, start button. Start buttons actually function, at least player 1 does. Looks like player 2... Yes, player 1 and 2 start buttons work, however they are not going blinky. I will throw a multimeter on there and see what's going on with that. But apart from left speaker, little wiring issue, lit buttons, little wiring issue, possibly bulbs in the coin door, we actually have the game up and running. So we are definitely making progress. A ton of wires cleaned up, shoved into the cabinet. So yeah, we are making progress. And again, this is a 6x9 monitor, and this game was originally 4x3. And like I said in an earlier video, the shooting games, it doesn't seem to be that big of a deal to me. When I watch television and see something 4x3 stretched to 16x9, it just makes me nauseous because my brain's telling me that it's not right. This does not look that bad, although now I notice there's black on the left-hand side of the monitor, which is interesting. I'm not sure what's up with that. Unless it is displaying a 4x3 and it's only letterboxing one side. Anyway, progress being made.